Hello everyone, this is Paula and we're back to do part 2 of our fun crazy cards. We did the first 2 and I will show you what they looked like to give you a little reminder. Just a moment. So we did the triangle one, okay, and we did the bearded dude. That was the other one. Okay, so I've got everything laid out. I do want you to know, here are the old ones I did, like the ones we're going to do today. Okay, here's some that I have done in the past. And there's this one. So, you know, it's all in how you decide to do it. You know, I like it. I'm doing it in calmer colors so that it's not so confusing. This one's not so bad. That's the last one we're going to make. Here she is, all frilled up with eyelashes and blue eyes. And then here's one with crazy wonky eyes. So we're going to start with the green here and get one made. So what I want to do is we're going to want to trim this one and cut it like the other one so we can be sure it is just like we want. Now we've got this, we're going to do it in green, 2 tones of green. He's going to have green eyes, and that'll be fun, right? And so let's move those to the side. Here is our card base. Make sure it opens at the bottom. Mine didn't that time, so I had to turn it around. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is lay our base on here. It will go just like this. And we'll glue that down in a second. And first we want to cut this in half. Now, this is a 5, I'm sorry. Let me think. This is, the card base is 5 by 5. And the mat is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. And your envelope is 5.5 by 5.5. Now, this circle was a 4 3/4 inch circle. So we want to cut this right down the middle, which is not easy to do. I'm just going to eyeball it and hope that I'm getting it, you know, pretty close to center. If not, you know how to make it center, right? We'll just take it and check it here. Oh my goodness, I did get it right on the nose. How cool is that? That doesn't happen normally. Okay, so I'm not inking, like I said in the first video. I'm not inking because I want it to look more playful. This is something that children can do, not just card makers. And I'm going to put glue on the edges. I'm trying not to do it where, you know, you actually get it all over you like I did in the first video. So I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of this and a little bit of that. All right, now we're going to put this down here. Try to center it and give it a border about the same size all the way around. And he is going to be a green guy, green dude. Now, you're going to take the 2 circle halves and you're going to put them up against the edge of the green, the solid green, and you're going to glue them on. You know, I think that I have not tried it, and I may sometime when I don't have anything else to do. I'm kind of busy at the moment. But I think it would be fun to do like characters. You know, maybe like a ghost or a witch or something for Halloween. A bunny or something like that for Easter. You know, you can just go on and on. The Grinch at Christmas. Or an elf or Santa Claus. I don't know. I just think it'd be a fun set of cards. You could actually do just about any character. You just have to use your imagination. Now, you need to remember, not everything will work for every character. You'd have to be very creative. And I think we all are. I just think we're busy. I think we're creative. We're just very busy, right? Okay. We're going to flip it over and put it right here on the edge. Yeah, and see that on this card, this particular one, that's about as hard as it gets right there. You know, I usually like to leave a bigger space, and that's usually because I don't cut it down the center. So this time, it actually went down the center. So we're going to put the eyeballs on. Let's put the eyeballs on. Let's decide. I think I want them up a little bit. I have an idea for this little guy. Let me get the glue coming out here. Okay. I'm putting them a little higher up. A little closer in. You can put them anywhere you want on here. It's what's cute about owls. You can really make them look fun. Let me see if this is in a good enough spot. I think it is. Okay. Now, while we're here, let's go ahead and put the nose on first. I just made him a little wide triangle nose. And I think he'll look cute with that. Okay. I don't know, I keep calling him a him, but to me he looks like a him. Or he. More so than a she. Okay, now I got these green buttons. I dug around after I did the first two and decided I wanted to do green on this guy. It's kind of fun I'm going to put the eyes straight down here, just like that. You can make their eyes go anywhere you want them and make them look anywhere you would like. Okay, and then here at the bottom. Okay. The glue usually fills these buttons. Not always, but, you know, a lot of times it does. And I'm just trying to get them kind of center at the bottom of the eyeball. Okay. Now, I'm thinking, you guys tell me what you think. I'm thinking he needs something else. So I thought about this when I was putting him his things together. This way his eyes can dry a little bit. I was thinking that we could do a bow tie. Now what I'm gonna do, I don't know how this is gonna work. I've never done it. Maybe, and I just don't, you know. If I have done it, I know it's different than I normally do it. Okay, does that make sense? I'm going to make a bow tie. Now, I just am cutting on a fold here. And I'm going to do it on this side and try to get them kind of even. I don't think they will be because, well, they're opposite sides. And I'm not going to try and make them one piece. It just so happens that they're kind of here in the middle together. So I just did, like, by folding it on or cutting it off of a fold, it gave me kind of a triangle. Now this one is smaller, so maybe we should cut them as to be closer to each other. My eyeball was not real sharp at this moment. So now they're both the same size. I'm going to take a pencil, and with this pencil I'm going to put it in here on this fold and kind of make it more of a round shape, and just kind of try to take that crease off a little bit. It won't go away, but it doesn't hurt to try and get it to round a little bit better. So you kind of flatten it out and then just okay, there we go. Now we're going to make a bow tie, so we need it to be, you know, lower than his nose, because somewhere under there should be a mouth, right? So I'm just going to kind of put these two together and make sure they're centered. Like that one's way over. Just kind of maybe like, let's do one, and then I'm just going to do down here about like that. And kind of, if you did it straight down from their eyes there. Do the same thing on this side. I was thinking, okay, the best way to do, you know, you can buy, I mean, if you have die cuts that do, I'm going to push it in a little bit so they're a little closer together. I think it'll look better. Now, obviously, you can see the glue everywhere. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this for a second, so it has a chance to adhere. It's sliding all over the place. And when we get it down, I'm going to get a wipey here to clean off the tip of my glue, because it will plug up if I don't. Now, what I'm thinking is we probably need to put a little bit of glue underneath this top portion right here, so it attaches to that. And it's crooked. It's not wanting to hold still. What is its problem? I'm going to put some glue right underneath too. Now, my other thought was, I know we've all seen bow ties, right? Now, I'm not wiping this glue off that's floating around until I know it's kind of safe. Not that it's dangerous, but I'm going to cut out a square. I know I've got one in here somewhere. Right here. And this is a 0.7 inch. That's not a very big square. I don't know if this will be enough. I'll have to look and see here. Let me punch one and see. If it's not, I'll probably have to use a circle instead. I was thinking like this. I think that looks good, don't you? And it might even cover up some of the part that's got a lot of ink or a lot of glue on it. Let me go ahead and put a little bit on here just to be sure it holds it down. Okay. I might put something on there. Kind of center your points out to the right. Just center them. And then you can kind of just hold it. And I'm going to set this. Well, maybe not that. Let me find something to set on here that will be more likely to work. But isn't that a cute bow tie? I'll add some details to that in just a minute. Now, we've got the bow tie done. And we've got the whole decorating there of it done. So let's do our, let me wipe this off. It's going a little crazy. Gotta find my lid. I've never had this particular glue bottle have the glue come up like that. So that's very interesting. Look at that. That's one of the things that everyone has loved about it, is that it doesn't, maybe it will stop. I have a lid, but this little pin really keeps it from getting plugged up compared to, you know, some things. Okay, let's set that to the side and not think about it for a minute. It has actually stopped. So we're going to use black around everything except the bow tie. And I hope you guys are having a good day. We're so busy. I'm kind of meeting myself coming and going. I had this prepared before the whole house thing, before we found it and everything. And, you know, I'm like, I'm not going to try to pack a kit that is ready to be done in a video. That'd just be crazy, right? So I'm gonna do around this circle now. I'm gonna come up this way. It's easier. You just do it however it's comfortable to you. I'm gonna turn my fan on. It's really warm tonight. And I know it makes a little bit of noise, and I'm sorry about that. But whew, I get so hot. These lights are really hot. If I turned them off and made it a little darker, I mean, you couldn't see very well, but I'd be cooler, but I'd rather you see. So I took that off of the bow tie for now, long enough for us to get this, and it looks like it's gonna hold. Ooh. So I'm not going to go under the bow tie because you're not going to be able to see that. But, yeah, we watch Charlie on Wednesdays normally. That's going to be sad when we don't get to do that anymore. But when he comes to Grammy and Papa's, he'll be able to have fun in Branson. There's all kinds of things for kids to do. And most of you, if you live around this area, know exactly what happens at Branson, in Branson, Missouri. My husband and I are way too old for all that stuff now, but we're not too old for the lake. And just the fun of the city. I mean, the town. It's just a fun town. I'm going to do his nose. Now, up close, you can see what I'm doing on this screen. On video, I'm not sure. So, hopefully you can. I can see it fine in person. Yeah, this is fun. These, if you're in a dreary mood, these little cards can make you smile. They're so cute. My friend Pat and I made these, like I told you, and we made them once and we couldn't stand it. We made a whole nother set on another day, and we did one real busy set, you know, that looked like it was real busy, and then we did one that was more calm. Yeah, normally I would do a circle for the bow tie, but I just kind of like it like that. So we're just gonna keep it that way. Now this is a white Uniball pin. You don't want to press too hard because it will not do as well if you do. And I kind of like the way it's turning out. Now you just kind of follow it wherever you want here. Isn't that cute? I love him having this little bow tie. And when I thought of this bow tie, I thought that's when I thought you could do any kind of holiday, or I'll have to try to come up with some at some point. Not now though, because I'm kind of busy. Okay, so we're gonna put him right here. He's all done. Isn't he cute? He's so cute. Now the next thing we want to do is stamp who the creator was, and you always want to do that when you make something. I forget once in a while, and I think everybody does. I'm gonna flip him over. I don't put my sentiment in like I told you, I believe in the first video. So I don't put them in until I can, this keeps putting out a little bit of glue, and I think it's coming out of the holes of the, yeah, that didn't stamp very dark, Paula. I just didn't get it quite dark enough, did I? Okay, that's all right. There's our little bow tie guy. All right, now let's bring over this one. Now this one I saved for last because I feel like, to me, it's the most difficult one. Now I did notice when I cut my paper that this paper, it was part of the scraps, and when I cut it, it just kind of, I don't know, this is cheap paper here, I think. I don't buy this anymore, but I'm going to use it because it was in my scrap box, and it was the color I needed. This is the best way to do this. You can take your scissors and trim around like that, and that works too, but I just feel like, you know, you can get it just as well with a file. I'll tell you about the file though. What did I do? I dropped it all the way in the back. It does make a little bit more of a mess on your desk. So I'm just gonna kind of scoot that over. All right, now the first thing you want to do, and we're going to do this in order, is we want to put, make sure it opens from the bottom, and then we want to put the glue on. I'm going to put a little bit around the edge. Okay, there we go. You have to make, I know I told you this in the last video probably, but I'm trying to drill it in so you guys will remember. You have, I cut this one a little bit smaller. I remember doing that. I was wondering why the border was bigger. Oh, and see, I did something I should have done. Should have added my, yeah, I should have added this purple portion here on, this lavender, because it, you know, needs to be a little bit. You want to come down about 2 inches from the top of the card. So about 1.5 to 2 inches right there before you put your circle on, okay? So basically, you want to come down and you want your wording to be upright here. And this is still, okay, everything's in place. So you want to come down about to right there with this circle. Now, we're going to cut part of this circle off, but you will notice there'll be a little edge over here, and right here that we will cover up. So I'm going to mark this with my pencil because you just need it to be a straight line. And usually I glue it onto the purple portion and then just flip it over and cut it off. But this time we'll do it this way because I forgot. Okay, we'll put it right there. Cut it. And there we go. Now, we're going to glue this on. And make it down here. You can hear my husband's television through the wall. And I apologize if you can hear that. He has it so loud. He won't give in to the fact that he's having a little bit of hearing issues. Happens to all of us, I guess. One thing I can do is hear. Now see, super well is not my my thing. I have trouble with my vision. I actually have cataracts and I'm putting it off. But I need to also go get my new prescription filled. But then I think, well, maybe I should do my cataracts first. You know how that is. Okay, here we go. Line it up with the lower portion of the card here, or the purple, right there. So the next thing we're going to do are the wings. The wings. Now you punch 2 very large punch. This is a 3 and a, let me measure it and I'll tell you exactly. 3 1/4 inch punch. Okay. Now I'm going to show you my pattern if I can find it here. I don't know where it went, but basically this is my pattern. And if you look right here, you see this line? I drew it, my pattern on here. You just use one side. So I'm going to use this side on my right side. It would be the left side of the card. And then I'm going to use this one on the right side, or left side of the card for me, and it would be the card's right side. Now I'm going to trim this. You're probably thinking, how did you come up with that pattern? Well, I took the scallops and I just kind of piddled with them on here. I just kind of took it and I thought, okay, how am I going to do this? It needs to be scalloped on the inside, not on the outside. It needs to be the shape of the circle. And so I just kind of decided where I wanted it. But I also wanted it to cover up this outside portion. And so that's what I did with both of them. Okay, so there's a little tick mark right here, just a tiny mark by itself. The rest of them are pretty full. So what you do is you're going to turn it. I'm going to put it over here. Okay, I'm going to put this little tick mark here and go all the way out, but still stay on there. You're going to bring out your wings all the way out, but you're going to go all the way to the edge of the white. Do you see that? Now we're going to glue it on, now that we know it will fit. And I'm just going to fill in the scallops. You'll just have to play with it. I had to make a pattern. I just had to figure it out. But if you'll just pause and look at the, let's see, which side do I want to be on? No, it's this side. Okay. Now, I'm going to put that right there. Bring out the wings all the way to the edge and bring them down a little bit. so that they cover this outside portion, but also cover the edge of the little bird, or the little owl. And every time I do this, it's a little different. So the key is just basically you're putting half of your scallop out there, and you can still see that little corner. Sometimes I do it and you can't see the corner at all. So I don't know how that works, but I'm going to throw these 2 scraps away. And we're going to do it like this. Do the very same thing. You want them both to be this. You want to cut them, and you want them both to be identical, okay, when you cut them. And that's why I have a piece that's this shape that I'm holding. It's this shape, and it actually is what I use for a pattern. And you always hang on to your patterns. It just makes your life a lot easier. So I'm bringing it all the way down and all the way over, but I'm keeping in my space. There we go, I think. They never look the same, but I think it's good enough. I'm not going to worry too much. Although, see, I would have liked to have covered that right there. So, see if I can bring it over a little more. I'm going to have to clean up glue by doing this, but that's all right. That's a little better. I've got them on there more even. And what I'm going to do first is just rub this with my hands, because I left glue on everything. But usually if you just rub, try not to rub into any corners or edges. You can get most of it off by doing that. Now let's see if we can see very much of it. Just right up here. Let's see. You don't want to give a card that has glue all over it. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to get our eyeballs and put on here. And the more you do of these, the faster you get. I recommend you cut them all out. If you want to do 4 or 5 of one, cut 4 or 5 of everything out. You can do it in different colors if you want. Now you can put your eyeballs up here, which to me looks like a frog a little bit. But I think I'm going to bring her eyes down just a tiny bit. And yes, you heard me. Her. It's a her. I don't know. The wings just make me think of a dress. I know, like a jacket on a dress or something. Okay, there we go. She just barely, her eyes are just barely over there. Now, no, your eyeballs wouldn't be over your dress. But we're working with the small space here for eyeballs. And you just want to try to put them on here in the same spot as best you can, the same height and all of that. It does look like a frog, doesn't it? Just a little. There we go. Now, I think before we put her eyes on, we're going to go ahead. Let's put her nose on first. And then we'll go ahead and give her a little bit of eyelashes. Just for fun. But not a lot. Not going to go crazy with the eyelashes. So we want the nose to point down. So I'm going to put the nose just barely above the dress or the body. whichever one you want to call it. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now I'm getting my marker. So instead of doing the tick marks, whoops, wrong side. It's just about to really make a mess. Got to use the fine tip. I'm going to do the part that's going to have eyelashes like this on top. And it's easier to do eyelashes if you do it that way. And then the rest of it's just going to have little tick marks. I hope you guys can see okay. I arranged it where, now on this one, I'm just going to do a triangle around the outside. You can just do your own thing. Now we're going to go on these little scallops, and I'm just going to make a circle. Then I'm going to make a circle, and I'm not even connecting those, if you notice. I'm just going around each scallop, or scallop. Blah. And then here, I'm just doing one solid line up the side. Right there. Easy peasy. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to go around, around. I think the writing on here might be a little busy, but what can I say? There's not much you can do about that once you've got it made, right? You want to try to stay on the piece you're working on. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do the rest of her outfit, if you want to call it that. Okay, then right here. And then we'll have to just do the outside, and we'll have that part all done. I'm going to do right here. Doing long tick marks on this one. You can make them whatever size you want. And see, that one is just super crooked. Okay. Now, we're going to do the eyelashes. It helps to put the eyes on, kind of, when you do the eyelashes. So let's just cut. These eyes are gigantic, aren't they? I like them. What can I say? Let's put the eyes on first. Now, do we want to put them right in the center or down a little bit? I think down would be better, because then you know exactly, gives you more room to do your eyelashes. Kind of doing them the same way we did the little mustache, not mustache, the little bow tie guy. Okay. Okay, let me see if these are even. They are. How cute is that? What do you guys think? I lost my little wifey. Let me get it. I'm going to get this glue put up so that it can rest overnight, because it's, oh my goodness, it's 11:30 at night. 11:30 p.m. Okay, so now we're going to get our eyelashes going here. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm just doing small ones, and they'll get bigger as you go, and they are going to go above the purple because, you know, there's not much you can do about that with eyelashes. And now they're getting a little shorter, and here they are. They're just little bitty now. So I'm going to turn this one. I have to kind of, it's weird. I got to make sure I'm working the right direction. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, this one's going to go like this. Going to start off with a couple small ones. Then as you get up here, you go out. And a couple small ones. She's got some eyelashes now, doesn't she? She's funny. I like her. See, these cards make you laugh. They're just a laughable card, I guess. Okay, so now I'm going to also do my stamp on the back while she dries. That last one was kind of light, so I'm trying to make sure I get it. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. So, I'm going to bring them all out. These are the two we just finished. We could name them, but oh well. And as you can see, I kind of stayed with primary colors. So there's the two that we did. Oh, I used polka dots on both of those, it looks like. I didn't realize that. Let me see how far up I need to go for the video. Let me get up here and look. But see, I just think these are so much fun. There you go. And I made two. It's about 45 minutes. Now that's just once you've cut everything, okay? You have to, get out your scraps, and then you have to get out your buttons, go through everything, and go ahead and get everything drawn out or punched. Have everything ready when you sit down to put them together, and you'll have way more fun. So I hope you had fun with part 1 and part 2 of our fun, crazy cards. Now, I do have some plans for us. I'm just going to have to judge each day as it comes as to, exactly what I'm going to do. So, when the videos run out, once I start packing, I won't be able to do videos. And I'll have to close the store, as I told you before. And hopefully by sometime in October, I'll be back. I know the month of September, I will not. So hopefully by the 1st of October. But as it turns out, it could be the very end of September before we close on our house. I know. It's crazy, right? We're supposed to close on the 11th of July. Or, I'm sorry, 11th of September. Don't ask me where I got that. And, but one house will be later than the other. So we're trying to get them closer together. All right, guys. I hope you had fun today. I did. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We have a lot of fun. And if you're a new subscriber to my channel, welcome. Hope you've been having fun. While I'm gone from my videos, when it happens, I have a lot of videos on here. And I want you to check out, it's like in the first 5 videos, I believe, where I did a video of my craft room. Because when I come back and my room is set up completely, then I'm going to give you a tour of the new room. So it's much bigger. So we'll just have to see what happens. All right, guys. I had fun today. I'll see you next time. Bye. Go make some cards.